So reconnection successful. Alright, if I tilt this screen a bit, maybe they... Yeah, there's something with the wires on this here thing. Because when I just tilted and the internet was full. We can do that again. Something's up here. I don't know. I might just... I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, folks. Let's see here. Let's see. How long I've been on here? Well, the internet signal is slightly better since I moved it close to the thing here. But god damn it, why the fuck did I have to go through this shit here, man? Let's see here. What I was saying. This obey your parents thing is crap. Because not everything that your parents do is right. And there's something that I believe that justifies that. And the fact that people believe this and just without any kind of exception is bullshit to me. And God gave us the mind of common sense. That's where common sense was invented. It helps you to do things when you know that there's a fire. You don't sit there and just wait till it goes out. If it's a fire in your house, you either try to put it out, or if you can't, you get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking in my mind, I said, where's the common sense that we should have as parents regarding that shit, man? We ain't talking about fires and buildings, but I'm speaking into the terms of just things to look out for. Even things that you're at least interested in. No one has the fucked up head that I have. eBay. I've been robbed of my real self, you know? And I'm not gonna lie, I've been robbed of my real self and my being. My mother said I should be talking this online, but I couldn't give a fuck because, man, it's the truth. It's the TGDMFT. It's the TGDT, TGDMMMT. If at best, to describe it. If at best, to describe this mess. Nobody and their mama can intercept what's causing all this, you know? It's the TGDMFT, TGDT, TGDMT. So, fuck that shit. It's insane. You know what I mean? It's fucking like, why, man? Why do I have to go through this shit? Why? Why? And people don't even have enough common sense when you go to the store to give you a receipt or a bag when you bought something. Ain't that a bitch? The people that don't give out receipts. You gotta tell somebody to put a tape on something when you get it from the deli. I said you shouldn't have to be doing that. Anybody knows if you give fried chicken in a bag that could easily be ripped and don't have no kind of seal over it, it's just almost like you're putting, you're treating 8 pieces of chicken wings or fried chicken as if they're just little tiny nuggets. They're not, it's fucking insane, man. You think I'm just gonna sit there and, fuck. I mean, people don't have no kind of common sense, and some of them are not as friendly. Some of them are just as nasty and evil. I mean, it just don't make any fucking sense. I feel like I'm the only person that's left in this thing called sanity in my own intellectual head. If at best. Fuck this shit. These people are crazy. And I had I had enough to bear. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I just don't get it. Why in the fuck are you doing this to people? Why? Why can't it be utter decency? You know? Tired of seeing stuff I wish I could do. I'm tired of being jealous at people on stuff I wish I could do. I wish, I was robbed of all this stuff, man. Robbed. Robbed of performance. Robbed of the true power of myself. And nobody in their mama gives a damn. If I could buy any psychedelic drug right now, I probably would. Damn. Psychedelic drugs. Let me see something here. Psychedelic drugs. Of course, anything to do with internet, it's kind of insane, I don't want nothing where I go on some trip, you know what I'm saying? I don't want that crap. But goddamn, I don't know. It says magic, money, bath, salt. Okay. What is this? It says pills containing says here stone. Get high audio. Okay. Okay. Get these weird wild shroom. Okay, I don't know if I would like any of this stuff regardless, but I don't know. Let me see something real quick. I probably would try the alcohol, but I take certain medications where it won't let me do alcohol. Let me see. Can you take medication? Let's see. Can you take alcohol? Oxycodone. Not oxycodone, what I'm saying. Can you take alcohol with Klonopin? Let's see. Oh, God. I don't want to know about that. Well, that's why you can't take it, because it could lead to fainting, slow heart rate, fainting. Like, really? I can't take this medicine. I can't take alcohol. I never could stand alcohol, but if I could, I probably would just to feel better, But I can't take alcohol. Ain't that a bitch? Can't even take alcohol. So, let's see. I don't know what to do, y'all. Oh man, if I could just go on a trip here, that'd be great. Shit. This is my life. 10-year-old trapped in a 30-year-old man's body. 6'2", to be exact. That I get calls this. Then they try to call me this pedo, and I'm thinking in my mind, I say, you're gonna be pulling that shit on me. I don't even care what you think. It is for what it is. Oh God, let's see here. This one is. You're kidding. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it whatsoever. I just don't get it. Uh, Mira, Baba, chica da boda. Oh no. What is it? What's happening? What are you? I can't hear you. I don't feel like coming nowhere. You gotta. I don't know what you're saying. What are you saying? God. Just get up. I don't feel like getting up. I'm in a bad mood. Hold on. I'm in a bad mood. What is it? That's the modem that came from the living room. I moved it because I've been having internet trouble. Well, I guarantee you it won't get unplugged easily like it did before. No, it doesn't. It don't interfere with nothing at all. What are you talking about? You should be putting that next to it. No. The cable cord is behind all those boxes. So knock all those boxes over. That took me 45 minutes to get that done. Because the cable guy told me that if I still have internet problems, to put it closer to my room. And that's what I'm doing. Oh, that's good, actually. Oh, God. Stupid all the time. Always something stupid. If it ain't something you're looking for in the mail, it's something stupid. If it ain't anything else different, it's something stupid. I tell you, man. You know, I don't feel sorry for Jared in a sense. Even though when those people call themselves the goons had tried to persuade that this piss 4400 character, this Enigma dude that was entertaining, I believed every word of it. These people, man, I tell you, these people, I don't know. I wonder if the internet was ever for me, but I had premonitions that told me it was. Let's see. Oh, God. This lady here, she never spoke to me ever since. I wonder if she just decided, okay, I'm done with this guy. Happens every time. I'm not even trying to get a date. I don't even care. I just want to learn something of a long life problem. What the hell does it just do? I mean, what is it gonna take? I mean, being a human being. That's what I'm trying to do. Damn. It's not timing out as usual, but again, this computer I think sucks. Let me see here. Somebody kill me now, because I hate my fucking life. I tell you, the TGD MFT, the TGDT, the TGD MFT. Jared is so lucky he gets people watching him all the time. I said, if I had somebody to watch me, I'd probably be dead and gone. Let's see here. I just don't understand. Why do some people go through the traits that are misfortunate and others have a much more better success? I just don't get it. I just don't get it, folks. Part of me wish I was Jared. Part of me wish I was Jared, because here's the problem. Jared has a life that is probably better than mine as far as abilities and talents. I mean, it always gets me whenever I see his stupid videos. It just bugs me to death watching this guy just disintegrating himself, dude. It's insane, you know? You get what the fuck I mean? It's insane. These people don't care about nobody but themselves. Jared has become the very thing that he spoke about 2 years ago, man. Fuck, I mean, it'd be 3 years ago soon. The following next September, man. Fucking insane. The time I see him, I felt like doing something to him. It's just the anger, the aggravation, and the foolishness, you know. You dig? So it don't make no sense for somebody to be this stupid and ignorant and dumb, or this naive. It just don't make any goddamn sense. I mean, I wonder if where he gets it from, where it comes from, I don't know. It's just sister side or mother's side or father's side or whichever, man. And having people like Christian Thurston don't really help, because the only thing they're doing is glorifying something and humiliating people like Alpha Genesis over his expense. I mean, Jared's expense. They're just humiliating, getting entertainment over Jared's expense, and it's going to be damaging if he does try to get up on his feet, because these people have put all this shit about him, and the social media stuff it's a bitch, you know what I'm saying? And I had someone try to blackmail me, and I told him, I said, you can take your blackmailing and stick it, you know? I ain't got time for that. You know, blackmail me on some prank I did to make it look like it was something that I really meant. And it was just a prank. It's not really a prank, but it was something I did for attention, just to rile those idiots up, because they had all these delusional stuff about me. It's insane. And I noticed, like, Jared used to do that stuff too, but he doesn't do it no more. Now since he's the ultimate alpha male, and that he has people backing him up, I quote, he can say whatever the fuck he wants, and his people will handle the attackers and trolls and all these other people, and just dox them. Boy, what a man, doxing somebody's address. That's something that a child would do. That's not something that no man does. It's something like a fucking child would do. He doesn't even know it. I wish he tried that shit with me. I don't understand why everybody's missing the bow when it comes down to me. I mean, it's missing the bow arrow when it comes down to me, because believe me, I'm twice of Jared, but in a different way. Unfortunately. Sometimes I don't like it. I talked about it, but whatever, man. someone suggested I'm like a homeless person talking to himself. I said, if I'm gonna be a homeless person talking to myself, then I'll fucking be a homeless person talking to myself. I'd rather go to prison or I'd rather die of something and not know that I died than to sit here suffering like this, dog. Oh God, fucking Christ! I tell you, man, it's just foolishness all the time. Jesus fucking Christ, have mercy! I tell you, I got tired of it. This whole thing, man. Well, I emailed this Hat-Man character. I talked about that, but I don't think he'll contact me back, or that lady, woman. I don't know what they'll do. Every time what I deal with people, it's a hit and miss. I always had premonitions, though. I mean, I don't know why, but I always had. Nobody cares. Oh, poor Jeremy. Ain't that a fucking bitch? I mean, I wish I could just do something right now with no conscience. Some people just don't have a conscience when they do something. I bet that's probably the best thing. I mean, fuck. I mean, just think about it. You could do whatever the fuck you want. Have no conscience, right? You dig? And just sit there like a fool, man. Like a fucked up fool, if at best. But these people, oh no, you can't do that with them. They go crazy. They go batshit insane on you, man. Oh God. I get nightmares. I get all kind of stuff. It's insane. Ain't not a fuck you can do about it, man. Ain't not a fuck you could do about it, dog. Oh God, help us, Lord, please help us. Oh God, I feel fucked at this point. I feel fucked. So all this bad stuff happening to me, and you gonna tell me not to think negative? What an insult. Unfortunately, I could be homeless or have worse any time, man. I don't want that happening, but that's the fucking sad reality of it, man. Insane. I mean, I bet y'all probably never hear from that dude ever again. Fuck him. Probably somebody that ain't worth nothing anyway. It's just don't. I just don't understand. Oh, I don't understand, people. I don't really understand. Like I said, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. But I do understand this. I really need someone to just run me over. Kill me right now. Save the pain and trouble. And all the parades and stupid parades and all that other fucked up shit. Oh. So here I am talking to myself as a fool, but I don't give a fuck, you know. I really don't. I don't give a F. If at best, I don't give a fuck. If at best. Only if at best. Nobody likes me. I'm a fool. Every time I try to get settled, I come off as a fool anyway, shape or form. And I don't know what to do. 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 I wish it was so easy without a conscience to take 20 Klonopins and do whatever the fuck I want to do, man. And do what thou will shall be the whole of the law kind of thing. Because this is too sad and just the madness that I gone through and shit, man. Fuck it, man. I tell you, F that shit. F that shit. F that shit. Let me see something here. I mean, this fucking. Let's see. Fuck you, God. Like, that's all I'm gonna say is fuck you, God. Oh my God. Anyway, what the hell I'm saying? I'm going crazy in this motherfucker, but whatever. But it's nuts already to sit here and being robbed of myself and my being, and I get a fair trial, pre-proved guilty before innocent, all the crap. Oh God, I would wish this on my worst enemies, God. But my goodness, I said my fucking God. I said my fucking God, I tell you. I tell you, the TGD, MFT, TGDT, TGD, MT. Alright. Alright, so we got. Alright. I guess this is going to be hopeless, but I wouldn't mind getting an insult from somebody. Any questions and comments from the peanut gallery? Lord have mercy. Probably nothing, just like looking in the mailbox or in the mail. Nothing but junk, basically. Nothing but fucking junk, really. If at best. At all if at best. To describe this mess. Got a nerve bothering me. Come right in.
Well, have you opened all the bags of medicine
What bags of medicine?
that I brought in here?
No.
Because I bet medicine may be in there, one of these bags.
Alright, well, feel free to find out.
It's strange, it's strange.
Maybe a demon took it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Alright. Lady Damocles, Lady Damocles. Think you're loving, baby, and all you do is cry. Can you feel?
They give you plenty of medicine that you don't need.
Okay, look at your game, girl. Oh, look at your game, girl. What did you feel it? You better stop crying. Say, yeah. My yeah. Say love. And though it can't be true, you can tell those lies, baby. But you're only fooling you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You found it? It feels well, look at your gift, girl.
Where's the thing at that you laid around?
What thing?
The thing for the machine.
Oh, I got it.
Where's it at?
On top of the wheelchair. Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
you're
Try to
welcome.
sleep and stay up all night. We don't want you to get to the trying to check out the machine.
I guess so. Yeah. I'm just hungry as fuck. I mean, yeah, I hear you. Right. Please, primo.
So the fun thing with the serpent is, how does the serpent talk? What, and not only that, but why is the serpent's punishment to
RPG though, was the f***ing games for the Sega Saturn. This was an incredibly hard episode to do, guys, mainly because the sheer amount of stuff I wanted to mention just wasn't possible unless the video was incredibly long.
And him.
Yeah. frozen, it's gotta thaw out. Give it a go. Get my watch set here in this thing so I get this food out of this oven,
But
man.
you just had that's because you had pizza today. I told you to put some chicken in the oven early.
Well, that pizza was good. I wish I could order another one.
I may order another one.
Oh, good.
I don't know. You see, I have to see. If I order another one, I don't know if I'm going to cook today.
That's fine. I guess I can handle it if at best.
I'll put that chicken in base. Maybe
All right, put this on 30 minutes. Ready, set,
And then it's something.
go.
But I don't feel like doing much.
I know. I wish we could just walk up to a McDonald's like we used to live.
Jerry, why can't you walk up there and get food at the time?
Because it's far away, but I'm talking about where we used to live. It was right across the street. I haven't walked up that many miles. That hadn't been. But here's the problem: you got to carry the food home, and it's a risk of spilling stuff. That's the problem. Sometimes these people don't think, Mom. They don't have shopping bags. I know, but even if you tell them, they still be ignorant. You don't understand. I actually just talked about that. I'm not worried about being angry. I'm worried about how ignorant people are. I'm not scared of, well, somewhat I am, but not in the way that you're talking about. I wasn't scared to contact Lady Damocles, which you don't know nothing about. Lady Damocles, if you don't like what I'm doing, whatever, woman. I'm trying to figure out a long life problem. It had nothing to do with because of someone's a female. It has to do with the fact that I've been robbed of my real self and my being. That's what I do. I ask.
Don't be afraid to ask them because that's you spending your money there.
Yeah.
You're spending your money.
I'm spending my money.
If you have any problems, you talk to the manager.
Oh, God. I hear you. Working on... Where's Karen? Where's Jesus when you need him? Let's see here. Oh, baby, you know what's causing all this? It's that show.
I'm scared.
It's that TV show.
Get out of that. I don't like you being that way.
I don't know how to get out of it because there's a lot of other problems I'm worried about.
Take a chance. Take a chance.
Being robbed of my real self and my being. Oh, it's the truth, all right. I ain't just saying it. Oh, yes, it's the TGDMT. And I told a guy that is a father of 2 autistic people some, I guess what you call advice. I'm not even a parent. I know nothing about children. I probably would get along with children if I tried. Dogs don't even like me. They go and chase me like a fool, man. Anyway, I need to start my own Patreon, but yet the people I get is not but those stupid clowns. But let's just say, how did Alpha Genesis get discovered? Maybe I'll try to do some of the stupid shit that he does. I don't know. Genesis need to give me some money. I need to make $40 off of everything I've been through from that guy. Let's see here. Jesus the penis. Keep your penis off my Jesus. Keep your Bible off my balls. Let's play that song, baby. Erection.
Keep your Jesus off my penis, keep your Bible off my balls. Keep your prayers out of my ears and your crosses off my walls. You can keep the Virgin Mother and the resurrection too. Keep your Jesus off my penis, I'll keep my penis off of you. Well, I'm freaking sick and tired of turning on the news and seeing the religious right's ungodly fight to take our right to choose when to bear our children, who to love and how, education and protection if we're just practicing for now. The look, obey a book if that's what works for you, but I don't tell you how to pray, so don't you tell me how to screw. Keep your Jesus off my penis, keep your Bible off my balls, keep your prayers out of my ears and your crosses off my walls. You can keep the Virgin Mother and the resurrection too. Keep your Jesus off my penis, I'll keep my penis off of you. So you're screaming bloody murder about the Taliban regime, subjugating women and being too extreme, and basing legislation on some ancient holy book. Does that sound a bit familiar? Here's a mirror, have a look! And as for the 10 Commandments, they need one more at least. Thou shalt never cover up the acts of pervert priests. Now how they let that happen? Unless they just abhor us. Well, anyway, it adds another layer to the chorus. Keep your Jesus off my penis, keep your Bible off my balls, keep your prayers out of my ears and your crosses off my walls. You can keep the Virgin Mother and resurrection too. Keep your Jesus off my penis, I'll keep my penis off of you. So you'll execute a person and protect a single cell, but mercy kill the terminally ill and you're going straight to hell. Well,
Hold on.
I don't know much about
I'll turn it down.
God. Far be it from me, but I can tell you what it ain't. Hypochristianity. Now I am not anti-Christian. Before you grab a rope, there is beauty in religion, and joy, and love, and hope, and we're all looking for the answer. This colossal cosmic cause. But who the fuck are you to turn your views into my laws? It's just believers in the Bible that would have abortion banned. Anti-choice agnostics, I could count them on one hand. And as for killing babies, I have but one retort. If someone raped your daughter, George, you'd beg her to abort. And if some young girl from your church shows up with child or some infection, 'cause you taught her what a horrid sin it was to use protection, well, one day you'll face the purgatories. And what you gonna say? When that long-haired Jewish peacenik sends your ass the other way, saying, keep your Jesus off my penis, keep your Bible off my balls, keep your prayers out of my ears and your crosses off my walls. Look, I've had it up to here with all the biblical you spew, so keep your Jesus off my penis. At least that's what I would do. Keep your Jesus off my penis, I'll keep my penis off of you. As if you want me to. Keep your Jesus off my penis.
The penis guy, Jesus. The penis man. Oh, the penis guy, Jesus. That's my penis, y'all. That's my penis, Jesus. That's my penis, Jesus. Penis,
Go ahead, caller.
What's going on, man? I need some help.
Okay. I'm gonna let you speak.
Listen.
Richard, would you like to come back to this? I'm gonna let you speak now to Richard Burnish.
All right, go on, caller. Sorry, I just settling in here and for the long haul.
Man, this is Brother Sergio. How have you been, man?
Hello, sir. How are you?
I don't know if it's what's going on here. I just hooked up with this woman, and it hurts when I pee, man.
Is this woman your what?
No, I mean, damn, I don't know. This never happened to me before, man.
Sounds as though you may have got the devil in your penis.
How do I get it out? Cause it's burning.
Yep, he's raising hell in there. You know
Yeah,
why?
it feels like I'm pissing razor blades, man.
Well, that's to remind you that you need to be pure. Premarital sex is only going to take you to these kinds of places, sir.
Well, it was actually one of your mods that talked me into having sex with this young lady.
No.
Yes,
One of the moderators in this channel? I don't believe it.
yes. And she kept pushing me into it. She said, "Do it, Sergio. If you don't, you a punk." And I did it, you know. And now she won't even speak to me.
Well, I think you need to, the first things first is you need to probably go to the walk-in clinic, and there will be a swab that they will need to swab you with, and they will give you the medication to clear up that it sounds like it could be gonorrhea. But here's the thing: is though gonorrhea will go away, I don't know if you can be forgiven.
Man, can you pray for my penis and your Sweets, who was one of your mods, that she pushed me into doing this? You know, it was peer pressure. She told me that if I didn't do it, then
Sir, are you asking me to pray for your penis? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, so it'll feel better. You know, I believe that an anointing could be put on it so I can use it in further service of the Lord. You know.
Can you place your penis on your monitor?
Yes, I'm doing it right now.
Sorry about that. I accidentally choked when I swallowed my spit. Okay. Is it on the monitor right now?
Yeah, it's on the monitor right now.
Oh God, you can't
Dear
be.
Lord, may the warmth off of this monitor change into healing abilities of the Lord.
I feel it working.
Is it? Do you feel the warmth?
Yeah, I feel it warm.
Is there warmth coming off of the monitor right now?
There's one coming off the monitor.
That's the
Oh,
healing,
yeah.
That's the healing power of the Lord. Can you put your arms in the air?
Yeah, I'm putting the arms in the air right now.
Okay, so your arms are in the air and your penis is on the monitor. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And do you feel that warmth coming through? I'm thinking, I'm healing. I'm trying my best to heal you. Does it feel good?
Yes, I'm feeling it.
Okay.
Yes, it feels great.
It's working. It's working. I think that'll do it.
Oh yeah. We're gonna do a prayer for my penis, man. What we're gonna do the penis prayer so I can pray for other people's
Okay.
penises as well.
All right. Give me one moment here. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, his cattle, and creeping thing, and the beast of earth after his kind," and it was so. And God made the beast of the earth after his kind, and the cattle after his kind, and everything that crept upon the earth his kind. And God saw that it was good. Amen.
Amen. It was good, man. That was good. You know what? I mean, I want to find me a good religious woman. How do I do that? I mean, the women at my church, they don't want to have nothing to do with me.
Well, I would recommend that you take a little bit more time getting to know them before before fornicating with them. Clear your mind. And most importantly, think about baseball.
It smells really good, yeah. Really sexy.
Oh, that smells really good.
I would use it, but like if a guy smelled like that too.
I do it because I keep seeing these beautiful sets out on the street, and I actually brought one in. Only a negative against it, but my character that I love playing as is Sub-Zero, and what I would do is freeze. Characters were goofy, but I love that you could shoot your enemies through the walls and send them skyrocketing out of the ring like it was Dragon Ball Z or something. So I have fun playing this. Admittedly, I think Fighting Vipers 2 is a much better game, but this is just, you know, it's just, I can't put my finger on it other than that it's just that Saturn fighting game feeling to perfection. And this era of 3D fighting games were great. You had all kinds of stuff like Battle Arena, Toshinden, Soul Blade, you know, Soul Calibur came later, and I think Tekken, you know, all those, they're just fantastic. Cyber Speedway. This game isn't like a gem or anything, but I got into it, and if anybody knows if there is a success, I know there's
the Sega Saturn, a system which people perpetually talk about due to its apparent abundance of fantastic games that were only released in Japan. Ironically, as much as most people talk about this, people seem to rarely often talk about the actual fantastic titles in question. It is as if the Japanese Saturn's library quality is simply a factoid people know about and believe. However, not many people in the West seem to have had the pleasure of experiencing it. So, as a matter of service, and as a duty to the people, my loyal fans, I have spent a great deal of time exploring the Japanese Saturn's life. Continue to go through the regions, yet we still got to the Saturn's library. Let's talk 7. Bulk Slash is a visually striking third-person shooter published on the Saturn by Hudson Soft in 1997. The gameplay is heaps of fun and easy to get to grips with. Within this game, you control a mech which can be switched and transformed at will between a jet fighter and a walking robot. In robot form, you can cut enemies to pieces using your slash attack, as well as jump and shoot. In this game, you make your way through action-orientated missions in bright, colourful, unique environments. Another fine addition to the Saturn's library. Let's talk about another genre the Sega Saturn is renowned for: 2D fighting games. Street Fighter 03 never saw a release on the platform outside of Japan, and for a good while was good. The stunning game features detailed back.
When I do me, I do it fine. I'm running circles right.
A common occurrence at the time of the series' debut. Again, all in all, this game is pretty underrated on the platform. Bubble Symphony, also known as Bubble Bobble 2, is a one. The game also features the game Souvlaki, its title to be a shooter fan's dream, which I personally experienced on the FM Towns Martin. I personally think this version of the game runs slightly better than its Marty variant, and is a hell of a lot cheaper too. This game is as weird and Japanese as they come, and as you can probably see from the footage I'm showing you now, so much oddness is going on because, well, Japan, I suppose. Whilst Shining Force 3 is a standalone title in the world, 3 Fire Emblem Fate is the latest 2D mascot platformers, before this genre almost completely disappeared for a while. Konami Antiques MSX Collection Ultra Pack is a selection of the night made an appearance on the Sega Saturn in Japan. Can shoot around ladders Saturn, each of which featured 2 different older wonderful pick up and play and highly enjoyable. Another compilation disc for the platform features another 2 scrolling shooter quarter Don Pack quality with another Kojima game with that on here to experience. Dragon Force 2 the lord for modern innovations that now
by Technosoft. Also, through the levels if you wish. J-SWAT uses Doom-style barrier. You can poke.
Sure. What do you think of that? We were born again Christians before we got. You believe in a God?
So, Rose, how are you?
How are you?
I've been watching you on the tube.
What do you think?
Everything. Nothing. Let's sit here. How's your day going?
Day's going nice. The weather here is much better than the weather in Washington, D.C. We left 4 inches of snow. And I got out here and they said this is record warm temperatures.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous. I've been locked up in the hole a long time. So for me to come out of that cell is a whole brand new experience.
And what's the prison routine like for you?
I sit in my cell 24 hours a day.
Do you read?
No.
Why not?
Well, I found my thoughts are more interesting than anything I can read.
Watch any television?
Occasionally.
What do you watch?
I watch, I spin it around a lot. I watch a little bit of everything.
Listen to radio?
When I have one, yeah.
Have any friends you talk to?
I'm a friend to everything I see, everything I know, everything I feel.
What about other inmates?
I'm brother in these hallways for 40 years with no snitching on my jacket, no asking for nobody to protect me, and walking on my own 2 feet.
You get a lot of mail?
Yeah.
What do they say? Those letters?
Everybody's playing a different game with the thought. They're playing boats and planes and trains and rabbits and ducks and swings and hearts and little girls and everything that you can think of. When we started the Rainbow, all the thoughts that go with the seed grows up from the ground. Everything that grows grows up. You go down in the earth to plant something, and you plant these seeds, and this garden grows. It's the same thing with the garden that's in the mind.
I want to talk about that, but let me stay with the routine, the facts of your life for a while. What about the scorpions? You make scorpions?
I make little things out of string.
Where do you send them?
Everywhere. Wherever they fit.
Does somebody pay you for them?
No.
Why scorpions?
Well, it's not only scorpions. I make all kinds of things. You know, scorpions is just one of the things that I happen to make. I'm spiritually allied with the scorpion and the wolf. See, spiritualism scares you people because you've got this little stereotype church that you're buying and selling, and you're trying to put God in a building. But God is much bigger than that little church. You know, and spiritualism is a lot more than they put in libraries and books.
Yeah, most religious people know that.
Yeah. Well, I'm allied with certain awarenesses of the desert, you know.
What do you miss most being in that cell?
I miss having my music because some egomaniac wants to feel important. And they keep my music away from me.
Your music is your guitar.
Yeah.
Well, they say if they give you a guitar, they got to give everybody a guitar.
That's an excuse. That's a total cop-out. I got a big jealous snake I have to deal with every day. A big, inadequate, incompetent, jealous snake that has no mind, that has no soul.
Is that a person?
It just wound up with money. You could pay him to walk backwards. You buy him and sell him. They're in Wall Street.
When we sit here and talk to you, people wonder, where did Charlie Manson come from? What are your earliest memories?
I come from the heart of Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra.
But what does that mean?
Tom Mix.
Those were the people that you listened to as a child?
Yeah, Roosevelt. I come from the hills of Kentucky. I come from hard times, bologna for Sunday dinner. I come from the Depression.
You come from not knowing your father?
I know my father. My father's all men.
Yeah, but your biological father you don't know?
Section 8. All the discharged men of the Second World War raised me. Ferguson was an ensign in the Navy. He raised me. All the guys that came back from the war raises all the kids that are locked up in prisons.
What about your mother?
The icebox.
Yeah.
She's the penitentiary. One of my first recollections is walking in Moundsville State Prison, West Virginia. Big gray stone place. And I come to visit my mom. She was doing time there for what? Strong arm robbery. Trying to make some food, put some food on the table and give me an operation when I was a child.
One of your earliest memories?
Yeah, I remember that. That was a...
Are there happy memories?
I don't have that.
You don't have that?
I don't have that yin and yang that you do.
Is that yin yang?
Yeah. In other words, you can't make me unhappy.
Are sad memories, though, growing up?
I don't have all that.
Yeah. You do have it. You have an experience. You're an individual, one human being with experiences.
When you leave, go get a big rock and set it on a table.
Yeah.
I'm that rock on the table.
Charles Manson has any roots at all, they are in the penal system. He had spent more than 20 years in correctional facilities even before the Tate LaBianca killings. For him, then, the jail cell is the stable home he never knew. Some say his life is a monument to parental neglect and the failure of our prison systems. We talk more of Manson's early years in this part of our interview.
When you were 16, you were out on your own, you were making money on your own.
Yeah, but
when I was
with the law. Yeah, but you got to realize when I was 16, it's not like people that you would think is 16.
Why is that?
Well, the person that's raised on the street is 16 years old is generally about 55 in their minds.
Because they see so many experiences so quick.
You know, they've been through more life and death situations, and they've been through 10 times more than the average person sitting there doing what their mother says, going back forwards to school. In other words, life is not in a school book.
Yeah. Do you want to look back at that early period of your life and before the 60s and say, boy,
something went wrong because I got on this track and I was in and out of prison, you know, and I went to foster homes, and then my mother would take me, then I'd go see my grandmother, and then I'd go back and see my mother, and then she would run away, and somehow. Did that shape you? Did it make a difference?
Well, see, that doesn't even compute in my world, because, like, there is no wrong.
There's no wrong?
I don't do any wrong. I wouldn't do anything that was wrong. If I did something that I would regret, then I would punish myself for it. And I wouldn't stand here and beat myself in the head with a hammer. That wouldn't make much sense.
Yeah.
You know, so you got a parallel universe. You got two worlds. One world, everything is a lie and everything is wrong and you can never do anything right. According to anybody else, I've never done anything right. There's always been someone to say that I wasn't right and I did it wrong.
Yeah.
But in the world that I live in, I've never made a bad move in my whole life.
In the world you have lived in,
sure,
you would not rewrite any episode, you would not change anything, you do not look back and say, my God, I took a wrong turn there.
No.
None of it?
No. No.
Not once?
I wouldn't be here if I'd had it. So you got to realize there's no slack in my act.
Yeah.
I don't have I can't. In other words, you go down to St. Louis, right? And you get off the bus and you're broke. Right. You go to the phone and call moms.
Right.
I don't. I go to the alley and get a tire iron.
And do what?
And whatever I got to do to survive, that's what I do.
And so what's the difference in you and me then?
Because you don't know how to survive. You're weak. You have emotions. You play little games with your mind. You chase your tail.
Yeah, but you know, you have said before about your life that you needed love and you needed family and you needed friends, and that's the one thing that every man needs.
No, you misunderstood. I never said anything like that. You might paraphrase what I said into thinking I said something like that. Everything is love. There's nothing that isn't love. Even the confusion is love in one form or another. It's misguided. Love is a word that we use to supplement for God, or I would rather use the word intelligence. If you're going to use the word love, use the word intelligence. Because love is misunderstood in so many different ways and fashions.
Do you need to be loved?
Loved. I am loved.
By whom?
I am loved.
Are you loved?
I am loved.
Are you loved?
All the way.
Okay.
I'm around the world with it. Ain't you seen it? 15 times. Standing in the fire with it, man.
Meaning what?
Meaning I'm taking up all the slack for you. I'm carrying you around, Nixon.
Yeah.
I still got you. Hey, Regan, hey, Ronnie. I didn't tell him that was your gun that shot that guy. I didn't tell him that gun came out of that trailer that came over there. I held my mud on you, darn Ronnie, old crime partner.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? In other words, I'm intertwined in your very soul, man. You give me my rights. My father died in the battlefields for my rights. Then I go down to L.A. and some district attorney wants to get rich and make a lot of money.
Yeah.
He's got something that's selling good. He dumps it over on me. It's okay.
Yeah.
There's only one poor guy down here. He's nobody. And they overlook the fact that I had already been brother in this penitentiary for 22 years. I speak big in that yard out there.
But did they overlook that fact or not?
Sure, they overlooked it.
Well, how did they overlook it?
They took my rights, man.
Yeah.
You don't take my rights. You'd rumble the graveyard from here to the unknown
But
soldier.
you respect power, and the system works this way. The state has power, and if, in fact, you violate the laws of the state, they have the power to put you away.
Sure.
You respect that?
Sure. I did for 22 years.
That's right.
That's why I'm mad. That's why I'm mad. I held that up. But when I was a child, I used to be crying and bitching, and the old man said, "You do the crime, boy?" And I'd say, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, shut up and do your time."
In this part of our interview with convicted murderer Charles Manson, we talk about the influence of Haight-Ashbury. He met the gentle folk there, the hippies at the height of flower power. He started collecting a harem of young, impressionable women. The group later developed into his family, the family that was responsible for the Tate LaBianca murders. All this began to develop when Manson was freed from prison in 1967 and lingered in San Francisco.
So when I get back out, and your kids pick me up out of the street and pick me up out of the garbage can, All I want is the little girls. I love them little girls. I'm following them little girls around. I ain't got no thought in my mind about nothing.
Right.
I'm not trying to stop nobody. I'm playing music. I'm free. It took me 22 years to get out of this hallway.
This was Haight-Ashbury, 1967.
Yeah. They picked me up. They said, kid, 16-year-old kid. I said, where do you sleep? He says, where I lay down? I said, well, don't you have to have an apartment? He said, no, I sleep in the park. I said, how do you do that? He said, sleeping bag. I said, is that right? What do you eat? He said, food. I said, man, where do you get it? He said, wherever I can. I said, don't you have a job? And he laughed at me. He said, no, I went out to Diggers.
Yeah.
So I went down and I looked around and I said, hey, this is love here.
Yeah.
This is love here.
The best time of your life.
Yeah. It was the only time in my life. I never had no life before that. It's always been in here with these guys, man. It's always been in jail. I never had no life outside. I've been locked up since I was 9 years old.
I know. But now you're in 1967. You're in Haight-Ashbury in San Francisco.
I got out. I'm free. I'm free.
You're free.
I got better sense than break the law, man. You're not going to break no law. If you break the law, you put yourself in jail.
You're in Haight-Ashbury. And what's the magnetism of you? Why did they come to you? Why were they attracted to you?
Well,
those young girls that you were looking for.
All right, here's the thing. In the penitentiary, you learn this.
All right.
Don't lie. Don't lie, man. If someone catches you in a lie, you leave yourself open to get snuffed. And all my life, I've lived in the eye of that tell the truth. Pay your debts. Don't get involved in other people's business. Do your number, do your time. And you learn to stand on your own. So I'm walking, I'm standing on my own. People see me standing on my own. Not too many people in your world can do that. But I don't realize that at that particular time. I don't realize how weak and mindless you people are. See, I'm judging you by the people in here.
And you're at Haight-Ashbury, and you meet these young women, young girls,
young people,
and you're playing a guitar, and everything is happy, and there's a lot of love, and you're not lying to them. You're just singing songs, and they're coming to you. What's going on? What's happening?
The world was happening. The war was going on. Yeah. All the children wanted to stop the war.
Yeah.
They wanted peace on earth.
Yeah.
And they come to me and they says, they says, well, we want this, this, and this. And I said, okay. And they said, let's go demonstrate. And I said, no, I'm not going to go demonstrate. I'm not going to go get put in jail. And they said, well, wouldn't you give your love to stop the war? And wouldn't you give your love to save the world? I said, would you give your love to save the world? And they said, yeah. I said, well, how much would you give to save the world? And they said, we would give all. I'll lay my body down. You dig? I give all to save the world. I said, well, if that's you, then you can do that. But I just gave 22 years of my life, and I'm not going back in there for God or nobody else. So if you want to do that, that's your road.
What was it like for you? Was there...
I passed through Haight-Ashbury.
Yeah.
I threw my pistol off of that bridge over there.
You did?
Yeah.
Because...
I got tired of carrying pistols. I thought, well, I don't need to shoot anybody, so I threw the pistol over.
But this was the best time of your life, you said. You had a family, people that loved you, a lot of girls you liked.
I didn't see, you say, I don't care if people love
I'm only asking.
You know?
I'm only asking.
I said the people were loved. That was love. It was happening there.
Yeah.
That was happening. But you got to realize I came in on the end of that.
Right.
And I only went through that. I never got stuck up in that.
Yeah.
Because I seen the pitfalls. I seen the speed freaks.
Yeah.
I seen the falling of it. I seen it falling. I'm very aware when it comes to seeing things.
You were an ex-con and you were wary.
I'm not going to get busted or go to jail again. Yeah. That was my thought. So I used to hold this up saying, one positive thought. Yeah. I'll never go back to jail again because I'll never break the law again.
So you had a family, though?
I had a family. See, there you go.
A family had you. Family had you. But you were trying to make it suggest I'm saying this, and I'm saying, did you or did you not?
No, I never thought of a family. I've never, I don't hang on to people, man.
Right.
I've never had anybody I hold on to. That's not even in my mind.
Our interview with Charles Manson continues in the next half hour. When we return, Manson talks about the infamous Manson family and those terrible 2 nights of murder in August 1969. Stay with us. Night Watch continues. Sentence. He was denied parole in that same room last month for the 6th time. In this part of our interview, we began discussing the murders and the members of his so-called family. We spoke about his relationship with some of the others who took part in the killings. Both Charles Tex Watson and Susan Atkins were among the 4 Manson followers convicted of 7 counts of murder. They are all serving life sentences. You say there was no family. There was no Manson family. There was a group of people that were having a good time. They say you told them, the leader business, you told them to go
Murder.
That's what they testified.
No.
Did Watson testify to that?
No.
Did Watson say that?
No.
Did he write a book and say that?
He may have said it in his book after he convinced himself of it.
Yeah, he did.
But he said this basically, this is what I thought Charlie wanted me to do.
Yeah.
See, what happens when you're dealing in the street and you're dealing in life and death? Life and death is going by you like this every day.
Right.
There's a guy with a knife.
But you're not dealing in the street. You're up in the mountains playing
No,
guitar.
this is where my thought is running, see? You guys sit down, you compute all this, and you know, this all, but to me this goes by, like I may face life and death situations 4 times a day, like it was dust on my shoulder, you dig? So Tex has a little problem, he has a little problem, he gives me a gun, he can't deal with it, I have to go deal with his problem.
Which is?
I have to go shoot somebody for him. Because he's too much of a coward, and he's laying up underneath the bed with it.
Who'd you shoot?
I had to shoot lots of Papa.
Who?
Some guy down in there in the drug world. I had to go down and take care of some business that was not my business. So Tex owed me one. So when I come back and I say, see, you got me in trouble. Every time I stand up for you, brother, I got to face your life and your death. You dig? I'm tired of carrying you on my back. And I threw the gun. I said, now you owe me one. And if you don't pay me when you owe me, then I'm going to pay you what you owe me. You see what I'm saying? In other words, I have to go into another person and put on another face
I got it.
Play, you know.
I understand. So you say to Tex, you owe me one.
That's right. So then when my brother gets busted and my brother's in jail, then I tell Tex, pay him what you owe me. Well, I said, don't tell me nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. I'm not part of no conspiracy. I'm not breaking no laws. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not getting involved in nothing. However you do it, you do it. I don't care how you do it, but don't bring it to me. I just come back and think, sir, I got a traffic ticket.
But that's not what they say.
Who's they? Who's they said that?
Susie Atkins.
No, Susan Atkins never said, I said, do anything except do what Tex said. And I did say that. I said, Susie, you owe me? She says, yeah. I said, you remember the 3 dudes I fought for you? She said, yeah. I said, remember that other dude I cut his ears off for you?
Yeah.
She says, yeah. I said, well, then pay that to Tex. Don't bother me with it.
All right. After you knew what that had happened at Sharon Tate, the most brutal murder that people were aware of. Not that there's not a lot of other brutality around, but this got attention. What'd you think?
Well, I looked over in Vietnam and I said,
No, what'd you think about Sharon Tate and her unborn baby?
What did I think about it?
Yeah.
It's not my world. I don't live in that world.
Well, so you didn't care?
Care?
Suppose Tex...
What the hell does that mean, care?
Well, it means love. That means some sense
Put me in solitary confinement, break my teeth out, break my ribs, brush me up, kick me down a hole, and then come back and tell me about care. I don't know what care is, man.
You said to Tex, you owe me one. Tex goes out and commits this atrocious, horrendous, horrible crime.
It's atrocious from where you're looking.
It's atrocious where anybody looks.
No. I look over at my lane, and I see those guys running through there, and I say, good job, man.
You didn't say that. You didn't say that.
I would have if I'd have been the general in that. You better believe I would have said it.
You would have said good for you for killing those people in my line?
Man, when you're in war, mister.
Okay, but what does war have to do with Sharon Tate's murder?
What's it got to do with any murder?
Ah, but then you said one more death, it doesn't matter.
Wait, they picked up they wanted to stop the war. You don't make no change without bloodshed.
Yeah. You didn't feel any remorse because maybe Tex misunderstood you if you accept that link. I didn't mean for you to do that, Tex.
All right. Let me cool down a little.
Okay.
How you doing today?
All right.
Good. You got a girl.
Right.
She lays her bridge over troubled waters and all that. She's buying a stairway to someplace, but her welfare check didn't come in. She's got all these things in her head. She's willing to die for this. And she comes and she says, this is my station in life. I'm an angel. I have a cause. This is what I was destined to do. She decides she wants to get up on this road and do this. I tell her, do you realize now that you're only taking your own life? And she says, yes.
Yeah.
How could I have remorse for her love's giving to the world? On the altar of that, I wouldn't hide it. I would say, that's beautiful. But to those who cannot give in the word love, they would hide it and say, oh, how terrible it is. But ask the Ayatollah when his young son goes out there and gets his legs blown off, or someone dies for something they believe in to die and martyr themselves into forever, you dig? Mm-hmm. Then someone that can't see that as being love, they turn around and call it dirty, and they call it nasty, and then they make their children into be criminals and crooks, and then they hide them up underneath the thing. Mm-hmm. But let me explain this to you. In that life there, as these men will tell you here,
right,
People hang themselves on the ventilator in the cell next to me every day.
And nobody outside of where you live can understand that and can relate to that because it's a life they don't know and will never know.
Because they don't care. I do.
Right.
But they'll turn that around and they'll say that I don't care, that they do. And then they'll say, we'll go help the misused children.
All right, let me
finish that thought. They said, we go help the misused children. I said, well, if you're going to help the abused children, what about these penitentiaries across the country? Aren't they abused children too? Or did you forget those?
Charlie Manson then was an abused child.
Every man in the penitentiary.
Well, but we're not talking about every man. We're talking about you. I mean, so you look now at that life you've lived and you say, man, that was an abused life. And that was a man, you made him into what he became because you beat on him and you pushed him, right?
Okay.
That's your...
So in your world, you could take a slice of a pin and write it on a piece of paper and destroy 200,000 people, and it's okay.
Well, not me.
Because you don't have to see it.
Yeah.
It's all right because you don't have, you know...
Okay, but was it okay? Was that murder okay because you didn't see it?
Murder? There's no murder.
There was a murder of Sharon Tate. Come on.
There's no murder in the Holy War, man.
Was it a holy war? Was Sharon Tate's murder a holy war?
The whole thing is a holy war. Wait a minute. Because you want to draw a line and say this is crime and this ain't crime.
No, I don't want to draw any lines. I just want to speak about the specific instance of that murder for which you're in this place now.
All right. Say what you have to say.
I'm asking.
Asking what?
Was that murder?
Was it murder?
Sharon Tate?
No.
More with Charles Manson in just a moment. Stay with us. We continue. But we also explored the link of his family to the era of hippies, peace, love, and flower power. Who is Charlie Manson?
Charlie Manson's whoever he's allowed to be, whoever you make out of him, I guess.
And what of those people who say, monster?
What you see, what you get.
But do you like it?
Man, they have to live with it. I don't. You live with your judgments. I live with mine.
Perception. The most horrible crimes were committed at his direction, and therefore
you come back to the same premise. You come back to the same premise.
I'm just talking about self-image now. You don't like it? Do you not like it? Do you care about it? The fact that people somehow, there is something called the Manson mystique in the world now.
All right. Your name is Sam Smith and you're from Idaho. Now, what's your self-image? You know you're not Sam Smith and you know you're not from Idaho.
Right.
Well, now, how matter? I can scream and yell and I can tell the whole world, here's Sam Smith from Idaho. And you still know in your heart that you're not Sam Smith.
So what are you in your heart then, if you know you're not that?
I did not direct nobody to be killed, man.
All right. Who told Watson et al. To go commit those murders?
The lawyers.
Okay, well, we're not going to go anywhere on that.
All right. Well, you want me to explain it? It's a simple thing.
What is the simple thing?
Everybody that's a crook learns this, that you cannot trust a lawyer.
Okay.
Especially a criminal lawyer. You can't trust
them. Oh, so you're saying the defense lawyers did it?
No, I'm saying if we had a place to go, we wouldn't have to go to violence. But when you got no place to go, and your children can't find a father in your system, and you lay down and you say, can I get some help? And they won't give you no help. And you get stepped on in the face, and then pretty soon you say, well, what can we do here?
So violence is the only option we have?
Only change. Wait a minute. For that generation, you must realize I am not in that generation, man.
But you were part of it.
What do you mean? I just got out of the penitentiary.
Yeah, but you got involved in it, right?
I got involved in what?
You were involved with that generation of young people.
No more than anybody else on the street corner.
Do you believe the Tate-LaBianca murders had anything to do with sort of ending the period of the 60s, creating a...
Yeah, it was the peak of the love that was running. Why don't we do it in a row? No one will be watching us. And it banged 24 hours a day. I didn't write that music.
Okay.
Take it to the Queen of England. Ask her why she's sending her kids over here ducking from that Hindu pimp that's coming out of that New Delhi penitentiary. See, there's a lot more in the world than you know about, see?
Boy, there's a lot that...
Sure there is. Sure there is. Sure there is.
What do you say to those people who say Charlie Manson... He's a psychopath.
So,
okay, it doesn't bother you.
No, there's a whole lot of us nowadays.
That he hates people. that he's full of
right.
hatred?
Yeah.
Are you full of hatred?
No. As is it.
Okay.
In other words, I see that human beings aren't worth too much as a whole.
That he's schizophrenic.
Be that.
You are that.
Sure, I can. Well, aren't we all?
Yeah, well...
You know, they put you in the middle of the yard, I bet you change your personality.
I'm sure it would.
Yeah.
But you keep coming back to that, that they did this to me because they put me in the pen.
I didn't say they. I'm not blaming nobody for anything, man. I'm not pushing no rocks around.
If you're going to write a song today, what would it be?
You better bow down, disco. I'm going to take your heart away.
More?
I got nothing behind me.
You need a guitar to do it, huh?
Yeah.
You don't think of yourself.
I don't think of myself. You're right.
And secondly, you don't think of yourself the way these other people do, as this monster that
I think of myself as whatever I have to be.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, see, here's what's interesting about you. Listen to me 1 second. Here's this guy who most of us believe, because of the trial, and you believe we were had by the DA, but most of us believe you did suggest, direct, because of the influence you had on those people to do those murders. And the next night, the LaBianca. And it has created this notion of you. You are one of the most infamous criminals, cons
of all time.
In the world.
I don't think you guys have seen me.
Really?
No.
What don't we understand?
You don't understand yourselves.
No, but what don't we understand about you? Grant you, we don't understand ourselves, but what don't we understand about you?
Just what I said. I'm inside of you, man.
Yeah.
I live inside of you. I'm inside every one of you.
And to say that suggests that what? You being evil is inside of all of us?
Life.
Yeah.
Evil. It's beyond good and evil, man. It's a balance. It's Abraxas. It's the Pope roller skating.
Yeah.
He keeps one hand on the table all the time. He never tells you he's running numbers on. He's got the dice in his hand.
Yeah, but
like we all know that. We should by now.
What do you think about the idea of responsibility? Taking responsibility for your own actions?
I do. The court ran for me. Sure. Now let me ask you a question.
All right.
How comes the court shirked and turned their backs on me and wouldn't give me my rights?
They gave you your rights.
Rights in what redaction? I didn't even get to put on a defense.
Yeah.
When it come defense time, they said, we're taking too long, and this covered it up and told the public another outburst, another Manson outburst.
Yeah.
What defense did I put on? What witness did I call? Did I call one witness? I never got to call one witness.
You will not find any group of people who will not believe, who don't believe Manson got a fair trial.
And human rights are over in Russia. We won't look at Charles Manson. We'll just cover that up. We won't look at the fact that we've had a 9-year-old kid locked up and blaming him for everything we did since 1943, will we?
When we return, the conclusion of our interview with Charles Manson at San Quentin, responsibility for the Tate LaBianca murders. There is no regret, no sign of remorse. How did Manson bend others to his will? At the end of our conversation, Manson's forcefulness, anger, and sense of theater all come to play. We talked about his followers and where they came from.
I live in another world.
Okay.
I was raised up that you don't get involved in other people's business.
Okay.
If they're doing something, that's them. They got to ride that beef. That's a jailhouse law. Ride your own beef, do your own time. And I've done that all my life. If Tex goes off and he kills 8 or 10 people and Bobby comes back and says, I killed him, I said, man, don't tell me about it. I don't want to hear it, you know. It's none of my affair.
And you don't even care, you said.
Care?
You didn't, I know, you don't, I know, we've been through that.
Yeah.
You've been through that. What is the relationship between Charlie Manson and young people?
I am your young people.
There are people who fear you. Do you like that?
True love
fear means power.
Love casts out all fear. If you're afraid of me, there's something wrong with you.
Not me, but there are people who are fearful of you.
Well, then they got to work it out for themselves.
They shouldn't be.
That's up to them. I don't, what can I do?
We haven't talked about one thing. I got to go, but I want to talk about this, about religion and God. Do you believe, Susie Atkins and Tex Watson have become born-again Christians?
Yeah, sure.
What do you think of that?
We were born-again Christians before we got
You believe in a God?
Sure.
That's not you?
Well, sure it's me.
Under what circumstances would you look into the eye of a camera like that and say, look, I want to take responsibility
For the world that I live in.
No. Okay, for the world you live in.
The world that I live in. I got no choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got peace. But until everybody's got peace, I can't have peace. In other words, I got you. But I can't have it until everybody else gets you. And then when everybody else gets through with it, then I'll get you.
You said that your book would not be published for whatever reason. I don't know anything about that. But here, if you, in fact, in the last question, when you're going to meet your God, and when you know you're down to those last few remaining breaths, are you still going to say what you said to me, or are you going to say...
I've lived my whole life right in that spot.
Okay. So if it all ended tomorrow...
It did end tomorrow.
All right. Suppose it ends tomorrow for some reason.
It does.
You would go to your death saying, you got me all wrong, I didn't do it.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Well, wait a minute. Answer that, because you've been very responsive. Would you go to your death saying, I didn't do it, I had nothing to do with those murders, and you put me here, and I didn't deserve it?
I didn't say I didn't have anything to do with them. I didn't. You misunderstand.
Tell me what you're saying about it. If it's your last will and testament, what are you saying?
You got a circle, man, that man lives inside of. He lives inside this circle. He's responsible for this circle and this circle only. You can take that to the House of the Rising Sun in Japan, the samurai. You can take that to the Second World War. You can take it and hang it on a cross. You can kill me 1,000 times, but it's still there. It makes no difference whether I'm in the circle or not. It's still there. What this man does outside that circle is none of my business. But if he comes up to the circle, I'm going to stand in my circle. If you don't stand in my circle, you're with your own life here. Your own life, man. Can't you see it's your life? It's not mine. I'm just another guy walking down the road going, how many times I got to go? Where's God at? See, I've got a face. What is it? You want me to be everything to everybody. You want me to face all your fears and all your debts. You want me to die again for you. You want me to go to the gas chamber, walk in and say, all right, preaching on one side and preaching on the other side, and they say, I'm the Son of God, and they say, we know, son, go in and sit down. Give us your life again. And I say, I give you my life because I think you're taking care of the kids. But then I get out from the gas chamber and I go out and I look at the kids. You're not taking care of the kids. You're feeding on them. You're drunk on their blood, man. I'm an old man. All I want to do is retire. Get on the desert and be left alone. I don't want to bother nobody. I'm hiding out underneath the rock. They come to me and say, hey, Charlie. Hi. I said, what do you want? They said, want to talk? I said, about what? We got problems. The water's dying. Your water's dying. Your life is in that cup. Your water's dying. Your trees are dying. Your wildlife's locked up in zoos. You're in a zoo, man. How do you feel about it? How do you feel? How do you feel that your children would do something like that? How do you feel that an ex-convict would get out of jail and go find rocket science's children out in the garbage cans? Go home. I can't. My mother, my father won't let me. They're drunks. They hate me. I'm responsible for your children. You won't be responsible for... How do you feel about those murders? How do you feel about them? That's what counts. Happened in your world, not mine. Not in my circle, because I wouldn't allow it.
But listen, those people that died never violated your circle.
I didn't have anything to do with those people that died. But son, how many times I got to tell you they died in Vietnam, they died in Korea. I didn't have nothing to do with that. I never told nobody, you go over and kill those people out in Oskalala. I said like this, be responsible for your own actions, man.
Anybody who watches this tape is going to see the things that you have said and hear the things that you have said. And they also are going to say, that man is mentally sick. And what do you say to that?
When you take a negative from a picture and you hold it up to the light, you don't see the light, you see the negative. So what you think in your mind as you look at me is how you're judging yourself in the world. This guy here was written down in the scriptures long before I got here.
Do you think you'll ever leave prison?
Prison? I left prison in '67. I got out of jail.
Yeah, but you're back.
Can't you see I'm out, man? Can't you see I'm out?
Yeah, I know you like to play music. Are you able to play your music?
No, they took my music away. They're scared of it. They're afraid of it. They took it and gave it to somebody else.
Well, I got a little surprise here for you. We, executive producer found a CD, which is not your voice, apparently, but apparently your songs. And we took the liberty of bringing a little box here along so that you could hear.
Let me explain. It's never been my thought to be anything other than what I am. I went to Hollywood because people wanted me to go there. And they would tell me, come over and do this because we got some acid. Or go over there and do that because there's some girls. And I would go and I would play, but when it came down to, I wouldn't breathe through that. I just got out of one prison. Why do I want to need to go through another? I got all the money I could use. I'm a mafioso. I'm a godfather in the underworld. I don't need no money. I don't got a job. I'm not in trade. I don't buy and sell things. You see what I'm saying? That particular album was made off a little old $7 tape recorder. And it was put together as a promotion angle for the guy who made $600,000-$700,000 for that. My music is not on tape.
Well, this apparently isn't you singing. Sandra Good talked to our producer yesterday and told us that this is actually somebody named Steve Grogan.
Yeah.
I'll just give a little shot.
I heard of him. We used to call him the dog boy.
Recognize the song?
Yeah, that's an old song.
Yeah, I guess these are all back in the 60s.
Yeah, that's an old time trip, man. I see that reminds me of ancient history.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was a long time ago. I guess there were some other...
Me? Not my inner being, you know. So I told you I spent a year in the hole. The captain came by. And he looked at me and said, son, can I help you? I told him, I don't think you're my father. But if I did, you'd just laugh at me. He said, no, I won't laugh at you. I said, you promise you won't laugh? He said, I promise. I said, shit. He looked at me to play a weak little game. And then I looked at him and I said, you know, I haven't had a letter from my mother in over 7 years. And he went the other way. I said, why don't you run down there and get me a bar of soap? And everybody else was up on it, said, please, and they're begging him. And I wouldn't beg him. And he hated me because I wouldn't look up to his virtues. I would have looked up to his virtues if he'd have been truthful and honest. He wasn't truthful and honest. He was playing this little face game. It's like, let me tell you something that you don't see. You go behind the church and you look at the preachers. They're playing with the Boy Scouts in the dark. And they're as nasty as anybody in the street. And they're without conscience and without morals. But then you pass through the door into the churches. Oh, we're so much love. And we love you and you're so wonderful. And I'm down at the bottom standing in fire. Faces on fire. And I'm thinking, why am I holding these people up?
What's the key to morality for you? What's evil to you?
I'm God to my friend and a devil to my enemy. To my own and my family, I'm the warrior, the fighter, the biter, whatever I got to do or be to feed me. You see all the puppies running for the dog food, running for the bowl. Well, I'm in the puppy, and I push all the other puppies, and I want some of the chow too. And I eat first. And if there's some left over, then I look out for what's next in order. Then I look out for my old lady because she's carrying my sleeping bag. You remember in 1969, the first thing I said?
I'm not sure.
To the public, I said, go ride a horse. Because that's where my mind went. You arrested me from the desert, and I'm out there with the horses. I'm not in the city with the automobiles. Automobiles are making the pollution that's killing us. I'm not living in the electricity world. I'm not living in TV. On a TV show, I only know one guy that owned a TV. And I would come down from the mountains into his living room, and I wouldn't want to go in his house because there was TV in there. He said, come on in. TV ain't going to bite you. He said, I only watch one program. I said, which program's that? He said, Star Trek.
You watch TV here?
Yeah, yeah, all the time. Yeah.
You keep up with current events? Do you watch the news? And
I don't watch them, all them little cheap, vicarious old women fear things. All they're doing is selling fear to them old witches, them old broads that live on that vicarious thrill. You watch them in the show, and they say, and he killed her, and he drove her down by the car, and they go, oh, you know, they're all just, you know, that's silly, man. It's really, that's another thing I'm mad at the whole society about. Your minds are all stuck in movies. You can't get to reality unless you go through a movie. You got to make 4 or 5 movies before you get to the reality of it. Everybody wants to be locked up, so they make movies up over my thoughts. They steal my thoughts, they put microphones in my walls, they put them in my sink, they steal my letters, everything I do or say, it just becomes Magnum P.I. on one hand, and Robert Conrad on the other, going in I'm a secret agent for the Rubelflaum, the Banflaums, and all that Robert Klaus Lamp dance to get off the road. Funds you get to let it get up to the phone because it's the best loan room dance. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
oh, I got
kind of creative in there.
Yeah. Life.
How can you give society rights when society don't give rights?
Which rights do you think have been violated?
I didn't even get to put on a defense. I never got to call one witness. When it came time for me to put on a defense, it became a political thing. Let me give you this real quick. The Catholic Church has been trying to turn this country into Catholic for years. They ride on the courtroom. The Protestant Church is the United States government. The Constitution was a covenant with the cross and the Bible. Freedom of religion was freedom of our religion. Freedom of the Protestant religion, out from underneath King George to where the honest labor man, the man of the mountains and the hills and the guys in the hose, had entrance into the court. But when you cut me out of the courtroom, you didn't give me my rights in a courtroom. You tripped over yourself, Nixon. When you set a thought in your courtroom, that sets a reality in these men that hold the procedure. They are paid to hold that procedure in the will of the rules. The rules are the will of God. That's what the law is. It's there to protect everyone. What about Charlie? Are you going to give Charlie his rights? We can't give Charlie that courtroom. If we give him that courtroom, we got to give him the robe that goes with it, because Charlie knows more about what's going on in this world and country than we do, because it goes to this, sunshine. The father of our fathers went into war and in the grave that fought for our rights in this country. My grandfather lays buried in the veterans' burial ground for my rights. I have permission by the Constitution to bear arms. And if you don't abide by those rules and rights, then I have the right to go into revolution and do anything to you that you're doing to me. That's a revolutionary, universal law that comes from God.
Do you consider yourself a revolutionary?
Why, sure, definitely. Everybody's afraid to call me a political prisoner, and Amnesty International won't accept me. And everybody runs to the eastward, Uganda, with their skyjacking before they'll face the truth in it. But here's the truth. In Juvenile Hall in Indianapolis, Indiana, in 1944 to 1945, the military court tried and convicted 6,000 Waffen SS men in uniform, and judged those men who fought for God and country, for a cross and Bible. They judged those men to be criminals, and they judged that war to be a crime. That war was not a crime. I don't care how many times you judge it. By all rules and regulations and Bibles, and any word that's spoken in any language knows that when you're fighting for God and country, and you're in a war, you fight or you're executed. When you go into war, you're not going in to spank somebody on the wrist like Korea. You're going into the last man, woman, and child. You're fighting for your God, your life, and your country. You're fighting for your children, your dogs, and your chickens. There ain't no quarter. There ain't no in-between. Them men were forced to do what they had to do. And you hung them for obeying orders? And you call them criminals? This is important. It may not seem like it, but it'll communicate thought to you later.
Do you have any feeling at all about the death penalty?
Sure, I've got lots of feelings. You guys think that we're criminals and we're bad guys, you know. I mean, but there is no such thing as criminals and bad guys. There's only what you make us do. You forced me into a situation where I got no choice, and I'm pushed and pulled in to do a whole kind of crazy things, and then you say, oh, he's crazy, he did all this, he's no good, and he's all these bad things. Because you need someone to be bad, because you got the brain of a chicken. You need someone to peck on, make you feel better. And when you can put someone in the gas chamber, then you feel like you're doing all right. I say this, if my will be, and I be in my will, in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost, I would let everybody out of prison that didn't want in prison. And then if I catch you breaking the law, I'll just shoot you.
So I gather you do believe in the death penalty.
If I want to punish you...
As long as you're, you're administering
if I want to
it.
punish you... Wait a minute, listen. If I want to punish you, I'll beat you. But to use you for political and sell your blood, no, I couldn't do that. Because I have morals and standards. And I would never break the law.
Have you ever broken the law?
Yeah, when I was young, and I didn't know the difference.
So you know better now.
I always say, yeah, I've been knowing better. That's what I told the judge. I'm dead, and I thought, man, no way in hell I'm going to step over that line. Only an idiot would break God's law.
Do you know who your parents are?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever... When was the last time you saw your parents?
Saw my mother in the visiting room in McNeil Island.
Yeah. That would have been back in the 50s?
62.
Yeah. If you could get a message to them, what would you say to your parents?
Same thing I've always said.
Which is?
Whatever they say.
All right. What do you think of your parents?
I don't really judge that much. I don't judge people. Christ said, judge not. I kind of live by that.
Yeah. A minute ago, though, you were talking about shooting people who broke the law, which would
That's
require
God's will.
a certain amount of...
There's a difference. There's a difference. There's a difference.
Yeah?
There's a difference.
What is the difference?
The difference is that if you're not prepared to do that, then you shouldn't be representing the law.
Yeah.
Because in order to do that, you'd have to be willing to be shot.
And you're willing to be shot?
I follow God's law, sure.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. That's why I've been through all the things I've been through.
So
I told the court, I did not break the law. Whatever I did not break the law. Because the law is truth. The law is justice. The law is the 14th Amendment. We're standing on 13. Let's look at 14 now. Give me my 14th Amendment, man. Give me my rights in a courtroom. Let me call my witnesses just like I'm supposed to have. Judge Keene took my pro per. And the very same person that snuck the writ in to get him to take my pro per, he signed a contract with to make movies.
Pro per means?
My right to defend myself, the assistance of counsel. I never got into that courtroom. They stood a lawyer in front of me and said, this is your lawyer. I said, that's not my lawyer. That's your lawyer. No, that's your lawyer. I know he's not my lawyer. I'm my lawyer. According to the rules and regulations of this Constitution, you know where my lawyer is? The lawyer that you gave me, not you, but the system gave me, is in a nut board. He's crazy. He's insane. He was insane the day you gave him to me. But you put him on me. There wasn't anything else I could do. I had to accept him. I said, well, I'll take you for